Don't you dare, ref. That's he got the ball. Good evening to all Tottenham fans around the world, and make sure you get your alarm set tonight because Tottenham welcome Newcastle down to North London for the early kick-off tomorrow as we look to get our top four hopes back on track and kick 2025 off in style. After a tough 2024 for us Spurs fans, we are hoping that Spurs can turn things around in 2025. New year, new Spurs. Let's see how that pans out. Newcastle head into this game winning 5 on the bounce, looking to make it 6. Tottenham head into this game looking to save Ange Postecoglou's job. So let's have a look at our lineup that I think Ange Postecoglou will pick to take on Newcastle United. Starting in goals, and it will be the 36-year-old veteran standing between the sticks once again here against Newcastle. Now his performance against Wolves was okay, but I was very disappointed with him, especially for the equaliser, where he just failed to cover that near post effectively. He left it so wide open for Strand Larsen, and it's the only real option he had on from the position he was in. And I can't help but feel that if Vicario had been in goal, some of the goals that have gone past Fraser could have been saved. That said, considering his age and being past his prime, in fairness to Forster, he has stepped up and performed better than many of us anticipated. While he isn't the problem, he certainly isn't the long-term solution, which means Tottenham will have to enter the market this January. And with the rumours about Tottenham entering the market this January and potentially bringing in a backup goalkeeper, it will be interesting to see how Fraser responds to the added competition or the pressure. What we don't need is a situation like Hugo Lloris's decline a couple of years ago at St James's Park. Now, on to fullback, starting with the left-hand side. Udogie suffered a hamstring injury against Wolves that will keep him sidelined until mid-February at the earliest. This then opens up the opportunity for either Jed Spence or Sergio Reguilon to step in at left back. Now, Reguilon is the natural option, of course, but he has rarely featured this season, and with these contract running down, I do think Spurs will look to offload him in January and will probably end up likely bringing in a new left back. I think Reguilon will be shipped out to make way for this person. And on the other hand, Jed Spence is back from suspension, and I think he's likely to come straight back into the team to play on the left. I'm delighted to have Jed Spence back. I think he's been sensational when given the chance. His technical ability to be able to play out from the back and go forward is definitely missed. And also against Liverpool, I liked how him and Archie Gray were able to play intricate passes to be able to play themselves out of trouble. Jed Spence is also solid defensively, locking up the wingers he's come against so far this season in his few cameos, and he also provides that fresh energy, which is exactly what we need right now heading into this game. At right back, I do expect Postman Porro to retain his place this week, and I think he was much better against Wolves defensively, handling a lot of the threats that came down his side with great effect, while also being a danger from set pieces and crosses. However, Pedro Porro is still some way off his best. He will need to step his game up further to handle Anthony Gordon, who will be coming down his side, who is having an excellent season for Newcastle. But it's going to be a very difficult evening for Pedro Porro, because as soon as he goes to make them runs forward, you can bet your ass that Gordon will likely track back to cover Pedro's attacking runs as well. At centre-back, Radu Dragusin was past fit to play against Wolves as a surprise to many. With no fresh injury concerns coming off the back of that game, I expect them to start here again this weekend. Now, for the Wolves equaliser, Radu Dragusin was caught in no man's land, and they ended up exploiting that space in behind them. That's where the ball went into. And as our only senior fit centre-back right now, I do feel like Radu Dragusin needs to take more responsibility for organising that defensive line, ensuring that everyone is in sync and pushing up together. For that last goal, the defensive line was all over the place, and it's not good enough, especially since we're trying to hold on to a lead. That's really where you need your defence focused. And for me, although he's only 22 years of age, I think right now he needs to put his hands downstairs, find his nuts, and start being more vocal in managing that defensive line. And on to his partner in crime, and it will be Archie Gray, who for me has been the only shining light amidst the struggles surrounding Tottenham right now. There's an old saying that adversity often reveals the character of a man, and this young 18-year-old has shown that he's got it in spades. Like I said, 18 years old, arrived at Spurs with a hefty price tag, which also comes with a lot of pressure, and did not initially get as much game time as he would have liked. However, with patience and perseverance, his opportunities did come in multiple positions: left back, right back and centre back. None of these his natural position, as he is a CDM, but he has stepped up and delivered consistently, rarely putting a foot wrong, and often shown he is our most level-headed, composed and reliable defender, and I'd argue through the adversity has played centre-back better than Radu Dragusin, who is a natural in the role and 4 years his senior. At just 18, I think Archie Gray has shown incredible maturity and resilience, which makes it even more frustrating for someone like me to see the likes of Son, Maddison, Bissouma and Porro, some of your senior players within this squad, not stepping up in times like these. And I think that's the best compliment I can give someone like Archie Gray. Now, moving into midfield, and we'll start off with the guys tasked to anchor this midfield, with Rodrigo Bentancur being unavailable for the Newcastle match due to suspension of accumulation of yellow cards. It means we will be relying on a huge game from Yves Bissouma. Now, with Newcastle's midfield featuring players like Joelinton, Guimaraes, and Tonali, it's known for its physicality and combativeness. As a result, I do think Bissouma must avoid sloppy passes or getting dispossessed, which has been a feature of his game this season, as these mistakes will be costly, especially against a team like Newcastle, who are quick to capitalise on such errors. Now, defensively, Bissouma has actually improved in recent weeks, and we will need more of the same from him in this match. In particular, he will need to track back and cover Jed Spence when he makes them runs forward, ensure that the team stays solid in midfield and does not get exposed. In this game, I do think it will be wise for Postecoglou to go with the double pivot, which means Papa Matar will return to the starting lineup after a much needed rest against Wolves. With Sarr's energy and ability to cover ground, Sarr is likely to be preferred over James Maddison's creativity, especially against Newcastle's physical and robust midfield. Additionally, Sarr will need to track back, get out and help Pedro Porro, even cover for him at times, so we're not left so exposed out wide, and that's why I think the double pivot will actually allow your fullbacks to get forward and affect the game the way Postecoglou wants them to, without being exposed. Which means then Dejan Messi will come into the number 10 role, and he was absolutely sensational against Wolves, by the way. He provided the assist for Johnson's goal. He was also the one that gave that ball through where Johnson ended up winning a penalty, and throughout he gave his all in that match. He was absolutely tanked coming off the pitch, and I just wish others would expend similar level of energy and show similar levels of quality that Messi has. And to be honest with you, if there's truly one player in this Spurs team that has played himself into undroppable form right now, it is Messi. His creativity, his goal scoring threat and physicality, coupled with his ability to be able to contribute defensively, it makes him invaluable. And I do think that defensive contribution is something that Maddison needs to learn from and bring to his game if he's serious about breaking into this midfield. Playing Messi in this number 10 role allows him the freedom to be able to go and roam, link up with others and affect play. And I think Kulu is better through the middle because you allow him that freedom, that license to go and affect games where he sees fit. Now, moving into the front line, and we will start at left wing, and it will be our captain, Son. Now, Son has been struggling with form recently, highlighted by a missed penalty against Wolves, which ironically and ultimately cost the team 3 crucial points this season. And this isn't the first time this season that Son has failed to score in key moments of games which could have secured vital wins. You take your mind back to Chelsea and Fulham, 2 games that really stick in my mind. And as captain, I understand there's likely an element to it that he is fatigued, but his body language has been poor. And for me, I don't think if it doesn't inspire me, it definitely does inspire his teammates who look up to him, especially in tough situations like the ones we are currently find ourselves in. Additionally, I'm starting to come to the opinion that Son can no longer keep up with the demanding fixture schedule, especially with the added burden of European games. For me, it highlights the urgency to stop this Timo Werner experiment and bring in a left winger of a certain standard which can provide proper cover for Son, which then allows us to be able to better manage Son's workload, which means then we can get the very best out of him moving forward. Because right now, we're relying on Son every single game, and at 32, 33 years of age, that shouldn't be the case. Now, moving on to right wing, and I actually thought he had a really good game against Wolves. I thought out of possession, he worked his nuts off, but on the day he ended up scoring a goal, and he won the penalty against Wolves. And I think his all-round game against Wolves was decent. Now, Johnson has hit 11 goals this season across all competitions, making him the club's top scorer this season, meaning he will start here again on the right. Now, in recent games against Newcastle, I do think Brennan Johnson's gone hiding. I think he's found it tough. Newcastle, they're going to look to press us. Johnson has to come out, get in front of his fullback and provide an out ball option. In recent games, when Vicario has had no option to pump it long. He's tried to hit Brennan Johnson and he's been stuck in beside his fullback. This game he needs to come out, show for the ball, but also hopefully can start providing chances for other people. He's a great finisher of moves, but now he needs to be able to create moves for other people to finish. And then that brings me on to the guy up front, and that will be Big Dom Solanke. Once again against Wolves, proved to be a workhorse in the front line, but did not take any of the chances that presented itself against Wolves. And this is where I'm becoming frustrated with Dom Solanke. All of the good work he does, all of the unselfish work he does in terms of the pressing, doing other people's running, putting teams under pressure, holding up the ball, playing others in. But when it comes to playing him in, I granted, and I stick by what I say, he doesn't get enough opportunities provided to him. But against Wolves, there was two glorious opportunities. One, Werner put a ball across. Dom Solanke arrived late, couldn't get on the end of it. And then another one, when the game was in the balance, he's clean through, tries to cut in and take the shot on his right boot, when he would have been better off just smashing it with the left peg. And for me, it shows a guy that is maybe questioning himself a little in front of goals. I don't think he's snappy or the finishing is as instinct as it was at his time at Bournemouth. I think now at Tottenham he's starting to think about it a lot more, maybe get into his own head. Hopefully we can see him just get back into that confidence guy in front of goal where it becomes instinct once again. But guys, that's my predicted lineup to face Newcastle. Please give me yours in the comment section below, along with your reasons why. If there's anything you agree or disagree with, feel free to let me know, along with your score prediction and how you're feeling heading into this game. Now, in recent weeks, we've looked very fatigued because we've been playing a game every 3 days. We've had a 6-day break. Let's hope that it works out to our benefit and we can show a lot more energy in this game. Guys, that's it from me. I'll see you back here for the pre-match build-up in the morning. As always, come on you Spurs. In the big hands I trust. We never stop. Hopefully 2025 is our year.